Hey, Sports World. This is another episode of Sports Talk with Psycho Sam, and I'm finally back. I just got married. Congrats to me and my wife on that. It was a very nice wedding. We had a great time. But today we're going to talk about just basically surprise teams in the NFL to me, surprise players, and some disappointments with different teams, including my Broncos. And then we're going to go ahead and get into the NBA. It's already like 10 games into the season, a little bit more for some teams. But so we'll talk about that today as well. And then I'll talk about Super Bowl predictions since the season's already halfway done. I mean, we're getting right along here. So let's just get right into it. So my two surprise teams on the NFL season this year is the Redskins and the Bears. I didn't really think the Redskins were going to do too much this year. I knew Alex Smith would be better than what they had last year. I mean, Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback, but Alex Smith is more of a game manager, and that's kind of what the Redskins, I thought, needed. And then their defense has been really surprising. They're really good this year. They can get after the quarterback, and they're doing good things there. And then the Bears, I didn't see their offense being that great, and I didn't see their defense doing as good as they are. But Khalil Mack has really helped them out, being able to get after the quarterback. And then you got Leonard Floyd, and Kyle Fuller has been really good this year as well. And Mitch Trubisky and that offense has been putting up some points here and there. Not always the best, but they doing better than what I thought they would do. So that's a surprise teams right there. At the beginning of the season, if you said which quarterback would be at the top, I don't think anybody was going to say Patrick Mahomes. But he's really surprised me. He's done a really good job, and that's hard for me to say since I am a Broncos fan. But I'm going to give credit where it's due. Pat Mahomes has really shined this year. He's got 2,901 passing yards, leading all quarterbacks. He also leads in touchdowns as well. James Conner with 771 rushing yards. He's been a big surprise too. And then you have Adrian Peterson with 604 yards. Who would have thought Adrian Peterson would have been getting that many yards this year? I didn't think so. I don't think you did either out there. So, and Adam Thielen leads the league, 947 receiving yards. I knew he was going to get another 1,000-yard receiving this year, but I didn't think he was going to be the leader at this point through 9 weeks. But I really do like Adam Thielen. He's been really good. Very underrated player. He's always been on my radar, but I didn't see him doing this well at this point. And then on the defensive side, Danielle Hunter. A lot of people don't really know much about him, but I've always liked him as a player too. 11 and a half sacks this year on Minnesota's defense. He's one of the key players on that Minnesota defense getting after the quarterback. And then you had Kyle Fuller. I talked about him on the Bears already. This guy has 4 interceptions on the year. Doing really well over there in Chicago. Then Darius Leonard from the Colts has 88 tackles. He's around the ball all the time. The Colts might not be a good team, but this guy shows up every freaking game, comes and balls out, does really well. So for my disappointments, Denver, we're 3-6 on the year. I think they need to go ahead and finish out the season. see where it goes. I mean, we still got a lot of football left to play, but I just think there's a few mistakes in the play calling that we're doing, and that comes from the top. You know, it goes from the top all the way down to the bottom. We just got to fully commit and have better play calls, execute your game plan better. I think we need to still run the ball more. I've been saying that. Yeah, I just thought they were going to turn the page this year and actually make a playoff run, but I guess I was wrong. So I think if we have another losing season, this will be the first time the Broncos have had losing seasons since like 75, 76. So I think you need to go ahead and cut ties if we do have a losing season. I mean, we got to reboot and get things together. So yeah, that's pretty much a disappointment. The Giants, 1-7. I didn't think they were going to be really good, but I thought they would have been at least like 9-7 this year, since they got Saquon and all these other key players, and I thought their defense would be a lot better than they are. But I guess I was wrong, so that's a little bit disappointing to me right there. The Jags, 3-5. Who would have thought the Jags were going to be 3-5? The defense hasn't been as good as you would think they would be. Last year, being like number 1 or number 2, and then their offense. It seems like without Leonard Fournette, they can't do anything. They need to go ahead and get that together. Then the Packers, they're 3-4-1. When you have Aaron Rodgers on your team, you just kind of expect them to be a lot better. And everybody was saying how the defense was supposed to be better this year. I haven't really seen that. It's been better than it was recently, but it's still not at the level that you want. And then the Falcons, 4-4. They've been playing a lot better lately, but still not at the point where you want to be. Their defense needs to get a little bit better. I know they've lost a lot of key players, but still, that's a disappointment. I thought they were going to be in the top 2 of their division at least, battling with the Saints or the Panthers. But the Saints have been a lot better putting up points than I thought they were going to be. So for my Super Bowl predictions, as I see it right now, I would pick the Patriots versus the Saints in the Super Bowl. Just the way the Saints are rolling right now on offense. They look pretty good. They need to step it up on defense, though. And then the Patriots, this is an every year thing. When you got Tom Brady and then your defense starts to roll, they are pretty hard to beat. So, yeah, that's my Super Bowl predictions. And then we'll go right ahead and get into the NBA. So my surprise teams for the NBA so far, after, 11 games, I get 10, 11 games, depending on what team you are. The Nuggets, 9-2. Man, who would have thought the Nuggets would have came out this strong? I thought they were going to be, 5-6 seed to make the playoffs, 5th or 6th seed. But right now they're looking pretty darn good, defensively looking great. And they got some players on offense that can light it up. Jamal Murray, Jokic, he's pretty good. Gary Harris, Will Barton, they got some players over there. So yeah, I see them rolling right now, doing really good. Then you got the Portland Trailblazers. They're 9-3. I mean, that's, to some of you that's not a surprise, but to me it is. I thought they would have been, kind of middle of the pack, like 6-5, 7-4 right now. But they're playing really well. Damian Lillard, and you got C.J. McCollum. So yeah, they got a lot of players over there as well. Milwaukee 9-2. Once again, I thought they would have been like 6-5, 5-6. I mean, LeBron James isn't in the East anymore, but still, I didn't think they had the players to be this good at the moment. I thought they would have been doing better later on in the season, but Giannis is really good. He's looking really great. And then Sacramento 6-5. I thought they would have been like 1-7, like 2-8, something like that. But they're 6-5. They're looking pretty dang good. Marvin Bagley. Then you got De'Aaron Fox. They just got a bunch of young guys that are out there hustling, looking pretty good. Zach Randolph, one of the vets, keeping everything together. And then some disappointments. Boston at 7-4. Come on, man. You got Kyrie Irving. You got Al Horford. I mean, you got a slew of players over there. Hayward, it's just like, come on. You guys should be better than that right now. You guys should be the top team in the East with all the players that you freaking have. I just expected them to come out really strong and be like 10-1 right now. Then Philly 7-5. Again, like it's been the same like every year. Like I think they just need to add a couple more pieces. I mean, I don't think Markelle Fultz, Ben Simmons, and Joel Embiid are going to get it done. I don't think they are NBA championship team. I believe they need another piece there. Then you have Washington 2-8. Dang, man. Bradley Beal. You got John Wall. I just expect more out of them, I guess. I was thinking they would at least be, 7-4 right now. It's a little disappointing to see them that low. They got better players there. They need to really step it up. Then you have Houston at 4-6. That's a big surprise to me, seeing that they have James Harden, Carmelo Anthony, freaking Chris Paul, Clint Capella, like PJ Tucker. Like, come on, you guys should be a lot better than 4-6. Like, that's a real disappointment right there. They're supposed to be top 2 in the Western Conference. And then Minnesota 4-8. I mean, come on. You got Andrew Wiggins, you got Jimmy Butler, you got Teague, you got Rose, you got Cat. Like, there's a bunch of guys there in Minnesota. To be 4-8, that is the biggest disappointment out of all of these teams right now. I mean, I know they had their differences in the offseason, but when it comes time to play, you got these players. You need to go ahead and ball out. Like, Jimmy Butler, I've been watching him, and he's been balling. Like, you guys really need to step your game up. You should be a lot better than that. So those are my surprise teams and my disappointments for the NBA. I just want to talk a little bit more about the Broncos. Last game against the Houston Texans, they had a chance to punt the ball instead of trying that 62-yarder. I didn't think that was a very good decision on the Broncos before the half. And then that set it up to where the Houston Texans went and kicked the field goal before the half. And that put them up 16-10. And then at the end of the fourth quarter, we still had a chance to win, being down 19-17. And just the way they ran that offense wasn't very smart to me. I think they should have still been passing the ball and trying to get as many yards as you can before you call a timeout. Yeah, he's saying he's worried about turning the ball over and everything like that. But from the looks of it, right, they were driving the ball, like kept doing slants and everything like that, doing the quick passing game. we were moving the ball down the field pretty good. So I think we would have did a few more passes, would have got us a lot closer, and it would have been an easier field goal. Not to say that he would have made the field goal, but it would have been an easier shot than the one that he had. But that just goes down to the play calling. It was a pretty disappointing loss. That set us back even further to be 3-6 instead of 4-5. I think we would have been that much closer to turning the page, being 4-5, because then you have the bye week, and then you can get all your players healthy and get everything together. But let's see what happens from here on out. I'm expecting us to come back full force. Hopefully we can pull some wins together and not have a losing season. It would be very disappointing to have back-to-back losing seasons. The Broncos haven't did that since '75, so let's hope we don't go there. Okay, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to subscribe, go ahead and do that. And let me know your surprise teams. Let me know who you like in the NBA or in the NFL. Give me your thoughts and views on this. All right.
Can I